All right, guys, this is Chapter 15, Firearms, Toolmarks, and Impressions. So let's just go through this as a quick review, and then make sure you answer the questions on the Google Form doc. All right, so we are going to talk about how the different parts of class and individual evidence into firearms, as well as microscopic examination, the impact of firearms in the United States. We're also going to look at impression analysis. We're going to talk about different types of firearms, describing the procedure for estimating distance between the muzzle, blast, and the target, and different types of impressions. Excuse me. All right. So there is some basic physics when studying the motion of projectiles. In this case, we're going to be studying bullets. All right, here are some statistics about firearms, that even though there were 73,505 non-fatal firearm injuries and 33,636 deaths due to firearm injury, most of those deaths were homicides. Most of them were suicides followed by homicides. But only 505 were due to accident or negligence. Out of the amount of deaths in the United States in 2013, that would be almost 2.6 million. Only 1.3% were related to firearms. All right, the four different types of firearms we are going to be talking about are handguns, which are pistols, and that can include revolvers or semi-automatics. Okay. You have rifles, you have shotguns, you have air guns or BB guns. I was going to say Airbnb, but air or BB guns. All right, and these are the different parts of the gun. I'm going to highlight this here. All right, so starting at the front here, the rifling is inside the barrel. It's these grooves that cause the bullet to spin as it's exiting the gun. And the extractor and the ejector help extract and eject the gun, or the spent casing. There's the breech face right here. The firing pin is located here. And then the magazine is what holds the other bullets. Oh, and by the way, guys, I want you to look at, we're going to talk about ammunition in a minute. So hold off on that. All right, so the components of ammunition are the cartridge case, the primer, the propellant, and the projectile, okay, which would be the bullet, okay? Now, in terms of a shotgun, the size of a shotgun is described by its gauge, okay? But bullets are measured in caliber, all right? And they are measured in inches, okay? In a shotgun shell, each of the single pellets inside of a shotgun shell are called the slug. Okay, so here you have the bullet, which has a lead core and a copper jacket, the brass cartridge case, which contains the propellant, the extracting groove to help with extracting the spent case, and the primer right here. When the firing pin hits it, it causes the chain reaction, which expels the bullet from the cartridge case. They can be made of lead, sometimes brass, copper, or steel. And again, the bullet size is the diameter measured in inches. It can be measured as caliber if it's a bullet, or it can be measured in gauge if it's a shotgun. And these are the different shapes of the bullets. And that can just help determine how they spin and move through the air. And also they can determine how much damage they can cause when they hit an object. All right, the groove spirals inside the barrel of the gun. That is called rifling. These guys are class characteristics, and again, they just help determine the spin of the bullet. Okay. Scratches on the fired bullet will look like a barcode, and these are called striae or striations. And these are unique to the gun that is being fired, so you can match a bullet to a particular gun this way. Head stamps are considered class evidence because, again, they're manufactured. Individual characteristics are firing pin marks, ejector marks, and breech marks. Okay, and again, here is a quick summary. Individual characteristics or individual evidence would be striae or striations, firing pin marks, breech marks, extractor marks, ejector marks, and chamber marks. And class evidence would be bullet type, bullet caliber, bullet weight, lands and grooves, rifling, cartridge case, and head stamp. All right, so when a weapon gets fired, again, basic physics, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, okay? So if something goes this way with the force, the other is going to go backwards, okay? Particles and propellants and stuff like that from a bullet will get blown back toward the shooter. Most of them are nitrates, okay? And they are unburnt propellant and particles, some pieces of lead, some combustion products. And when we're determining if there is lead or nitrates, so we will use color testing. If we're testing for nitrites, we're going to use the grease test, which gives an orange-red color, like here. And if we're testing for lead, we're going to be using sodium rhodizonate, and it's going to make purple spots like this. All right, in Toolmarks, okay, it's a common method of, it's commonly used in burglaries. They can leave marks. Class characteristics can be type, size, and shape, and individual characteristics can be mainly from wear and tear, so little nicks, little grooves, or scratches. The more wear and tear it has, the more individualized it becomes. Same thing with shoes. Shoe prints, class characteristic can be manufacturer, type, model, and size. Unless it's like a really extreme size, like a size 15 or something. Not too many people wear size 15, so that could be more individual, but for the most part, size is considered class. Individual characteristics, again, wear and tear. Nicks, marks, occlusions, which are little things that get stuck in the treads, and that can leave a mark. When you're doing shoe print impressions, you want to first photograph it with oblique angle photography or chemical enhancement. You can also cast it in soil by lifting. As you can see right here, she is pouring plaster into an impression to get a impression from that. Tire impressions are treated like shoe prints. Class characteristics involve design, type, size, and model. And wear and tear can lead to individualization. And I want to make note here that there is a database for tread marks in the United States. And let me look through my notes. Okay. It's called TreadMate, and it contains more than 5,000 vehicle tires. All right, so again, TreadMate is what is used for the database on tire treads. Okay. Now, quick note here. Okay. There is a database that is run by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, an explosive National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, NIBIN, that maintains a database of ballistics containing bullets and cartridge casings that have been retrieved from crime scenes. It is called the Integrated Ballistic Identification System, IBIS. Up to 2007, there have been over 1,200,000 pieces of evidence and more than 20,300 hits have been registered. So, all right, bite marks. All right, these can be from physical assaults or common in domestic violence. When you're fighting, especially for your life, you will bite sometimes if you need to. Okay. Everyone has teeth that are slightly different, and so if there are enough impressions, it can be considered individual evidence. And let me move this up here. All right. It says here that bite marks were the prominence in the conviction of Ted Bundy. All right, serial numbers. We can restore them. Items of value that have ID numbers, then they'll have ID numbers stamped into them, and grinding is a way that they can be removed or filed down. They can be restored on metal through acid etching. Okay. Don't worry about this slide. Okay. So that was something we decided to forego. All right, guys, so that is chapter 15. Please remember to answer the questions on the Google Forms along with chapters 13 and 16.